might be coughing at times, but nothing to worry about. Nothing beyond a simple cold. The United States Ambassador to Tunisia, Mr. Donald Bloom, the Acting Undersecretary, U.S. Department of Commerce, Mr. Joseph Semsa, representative and officials of the Tunisia government, press and media, and all other distinguished ladies and gentlemen here with us today. He had very much looked forward to being here today and has asked that I read his speech in his unforeseen and much regretted absence. My name is Abdoul Aziz Dia, citizen from Senegal. I'm Executive Director for Treasury and International Banking at the United Bank for Africa, Africa's global bank, which is present in 20 countries in Africa and in 3 of the major financial centers in the world, New York, London, and Paris. The United Bank for Africa is Africa's leading Pan-African financial institution with over 20,000 employees working across 23 countries worldwide and a network of over 1,000 branches and touchpoints, committed to serving our customers and putting their needs first. UBA also has the distinct honor of being the only sub-Saharan bank with a deposit-taking capacity in the United States, a unique position which allows us to introduce new products and improve services, which gives access to new markets to individuals, groups, and small enterprises that would like to do business across the continent and overseas in the United States. I would like to thank USA, the United States government, and the Tunisian government for organizing this timely conference, which will open up more opportunities for trade, investment, and commerce, and especially for your commitment to substantially increasing bilateral relationships between our continents to create jobs, economic growth, and wealth that will transform Africa for good. The United States continues to play a significant role in advancing trade with Africa through initiatives like the African Growth Opportunity Act, AGOA, amongst others, which collectively have deepened trading ties, expanded African exports, and increased the revenues earned by African businesses, introduce American consumers to one-of-a-kind African products, and ultimately improve relations between Africa and the United States. Since the signing of the AGOA agreement in 2000, the two-way trade between the US and Africa more than doubled since inception of the program. Other initiatives like Power Africa, which is focused on improving electricity access in Africa, have gone a long way in addressing some of the most pertinent development issues affecting socio-economic growth of the continent. To date, Power Africa has contributed 30,000 megawatts of clean-up power across Africa, lighting up millions of homes which before now were in darkness. At the United Bank for Africa, we are proud to be associated with the Power Africa initiative, as our sister company, Nigeria's Tuniscope Group, is the single largest private sector investor in the Power Africa initiative with an investment of $2.5 billion. Indeed, we commend the American government and other partners for implementing and sustaining these programs that open up new markets and create so much opportunity and value on the continent. At the United Bank for Africa, we are committed to improving the lives of African people, investing in African infrastructure, powering African industries, empowering small and medium enterprises across Africa, and welcome and support initiatives as Prosper Africa, which help to promote and sustain a mutually beneficial relationship of trading and investment opportunities between the United States and Africa. Such opportunity will in turn improve the lives of Africans, and in particular young African entrepreneurs who can now access new markets and as a result will enjoy increased revenues, scale up their businesses, create wealth and employment, and share the best of Africa with the rest of the world. With the improved profitability and sustainability of their businesses, they will provide more for their families and improve the economic outlook for their communities across the continent. We need to encourage this form of sustainable economic development that focuses on strengthening small and medium enterprises, growing trade and businesses, and increasing commerce and investment. The area of the exclusive focus on traditional handouts and aid is being replaced by the area of trade and investment. This is the future of the renewed and reimagined relationship between Africa and the world, one not based on charity ties but on trading ties. We must reorient our mindset from aid to trade. Indeed, trade relationships and initiatives as Prosper Africa serve as significant turning points in this evolving relationship between the developed world and the developing world. Prosper Africa will harness the trade and investment support facilities of 16 federal agencies and bring them together under one coordinated approach to serve the interests of United States and African private sector investors and traders. As the leading Pan-African bank, we are happy to collaborate with the United States government via USAID to substantially increase two-way investment and trade in goods and services between African countries and the United States of America. As a role model for the African private sector, at the United Bank for Africa, we commit to remaining at the forefront in leading, driving and facilitating a cross-border trade by investing in infrastructure development, innovating and improving payment systems, and advocating for policies that deepen intra-Africa trade and ensure that African businesses are able to conduct business seamlessly across borders. Through this remarkable partnership between UBA and USAID, we will ensure that all trade and investment opportunities available under the US federal agencies are effectively coordinated and organized in a way that allows all eligible US and African businesses to leverage the full range of technical, financing, advisory, and banking services support available. UBA is positioned today through its extensive African network of 20 countries as the bank of choice for the African public sector, African corporates, as well as small and medium-sized enterprises on the continent. We have provided excellent services to households, businesses, and communities across Africa led by our customer-first philosophy, which has positioned us as the bank of choice for businesses across the African continent. Utilizing our extensive network across the continent, whilst leveraging on our digital banking offering, UBA facilitates inter- and intra-African trade. Today, we will enter into a new partnership with USAID to collaborate to facilitate substantial increases in two-way trade investment between US and Africa. The bank will also work with US and African private sector and state local government agencies to identify and resolve roadblocks, including but not limited to the agriculture, energy, technology, natural resource, and health sectors, and to support US and African exporters and importers. Through our wide network across Africa, UBA will facilitate investment in development capital flows and transactions between the US and Africa, as well as facilitate more import and export between the United States and Africa. The United Bank for Africa commits to working to support commodities, banking and finance, agriculture and food products, medical equipment, water and sanitation, power and energy, infrastructure, large and small equipment purchases, amongst other key areas. Partnerships like this are critical for Africa's socio-economic development, especially the critical sectors listed above, as these are sectors that will unleash the greatest opportunities for catalytic growth on the continent. As a finance expert, I personally believe that the continent can perform better than the 3.6% growth rate projected in Africa in 2020. But we must know that we cannot have a meaningful agenda to develop Africa without prioritizing our young ones. 60% of the African population is below the age of 30. We must give our young ones, the bulk of our demography, access to economic opportunities and to economic hope. As Mr. Elumilu always says, we must think of shared prosperity. His economic philosophy of Afro-capitalism advocates for an African private sector to play a leading role in the continent's development by investing in strategic sectors of the economy to create both economic profit and social prosperity. To position the African sector to play this role in advancing the continent, Mr. Elumilu's foundation, the Tony Elumelu Foundation, is giving thousands of young African entrepreneurs access to finance, mentorship, markets, and trade opportunities. Through the Tony Elumelu Foundation, Africa's leading philanthropy committed to empowering young entrepreneurs across the 54 countries on the continent. We have seen what young Africans can do if they are given the right support in terms of mentoring, business training, and seed capital and platforms to foster collaboration across the continent. The Foundation has empowered over 7,500 entrepreneurs in Africa who have very innovative ideas to solve problems in their communities but lack assistance to execute their ideas across over 50 sectors, including agriculture, technology, fashion, manufacturing, education, healthcare, etc. Are gradually scaling up their businesses, and we need additional funding and technical support and advice. to export their goods and services under initiatives such as Prosper Africa. Here in Tunisia, there are at least 11 Tunisian entrepreneurs that have benefited from the Tono Elubelu Foundation. We are proud of what local Tunisian entrepreneurs like Mohamed are achieving in their communities. Mohamed's company, called Cure, is a bionic company that creates 3D printed bionic limbs for amputees so that they can seamlessly function in a world that is primarily designed for humans with 4 limbs. His company's purpose is to ensure that these members of our society are able to live their lives to the fullest despite their physical challenges. In a short while, Mohamed will want to do more. He will want to expand his market, to export to other countries where there are amputees who do not have such access to innovative solutions that can improve their capacities. In order to do this, he will need financing, technical advisory services, among others. And I am elated to say that UBA in partnership with USAID will be able to effectively assist him on his growth journey. UBA has a long history of supporting entrepreneurs and businesses, private sector development and trade and investment in Africa. And now with this partnership with USAID, the bank is poised to do even more to increase the level of trade and investment between the US and Africa. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.